welcome back. So this is your final session on this program, and I just want to congratulate you. And I trust that you've experienced positive shifts in your life, trusting that you've been consistent with your daily practices, your journaling, your meditations, and obviously understanding that your mind is a meaning-making mechanism and your attention is the ultimate currency. And where you place your attention and how you place your attention determines the effect it has on your life. Now, this session is becoming a more conscious, a more deliberate creator and being less reactive, shifting from being reactive to the situations and circumstances in your life and becoming a proactive creator from a positive state of being. Because when you're in a positive state, you can only create positive outcomes, no matter how it looks on the outside. Now, today's process is not a meditation, but a formula to be a more conscious, deliberate, positive creator in your life. And this is like the cherry on top of everything that you've experienced and practiced thus far. Now, understanding that your attention is the ultimate currency, right? Attention is the ultimate currency in this universe because everything that you see from that screen you are looking in to anything around you that's being created, everything was created twice. First in someone's mind and then brought into physical reality. Everything starts as a vision. Everything starts as a thought. And this program was all about rewiring your neural pathways so that you can become a more deliberate thinker, more positive thinker, and a more positive, deliberate, proactive creator in your life. Because we're all co-creators. And this session is about recognizing your role as a co-creator, not as the only creator, a co-creator. And I'm going to explain that shortly. Now, I'm going to give you two formulas. They both have the same acronyms, and it's a AAA formula, two AAA formulas. Now, the first formula I'm going to give you is the AAA formula to shift anytime you find yourself in a negative state. When you're feeling yourself in a negative, reactive state, something happened and you're feeling crappy about it, right? Now, whenever we find ourselves in a way of internal negativity, when we're complaining in our minds about something, when we're negative or just feeling negative in whatever way, shape, or form, this is the formula to instantly shift it. Now, when we find ourselves in a negative state, it means we have looked through a negative lens. We've given a negative meaning to a circumstance, an experience, an interaction, or something, right? And we're focusing on what we don't have, right? Now, the first step, the first A in the triple A's is to acknowledge what you have, who you are, what you have overcome, instead of acknowledging what you don't have, who you are not, what you have not achieved. Because when we acknowledge, when we're focusing our attention on what we don't have, on what we are not, what we haven't accomplished, we're placing ourselves in a state of lack. We're placing ourselves in a negative state of not having. So when we acknowledge who we are, what we've overcome, who we've become, what we have, we are placing our state immediately in a state of abundance, in a state of havingness. So that's step one. Acknowledge what you have, not what you don't have. Acknowledge who you are, what you've overcome, not what you haven't overcome. Not acknowledging what you're not. So you're bringing yourself to acknowledgement, focusing your attention on what you have. Right. First step. Second step is appreciate what you have. Appreciate yourself. Appreciate who you are. Appreciate what you've done. Now, as simple as this is, it shifts you in a very powerful, very positive way. Acknowledge what you have, not what you don't have. Appreciate what you have. Appreciate who you are, what you've overcome. That immediately places you in a positive state. Then, third step is allow whatever comes next to be experienced from that positive state. Very simple. You acknowledge who you are, what you have, what you've done, not what you haven't got, right? Placing yourself in a state of havingness and abundance. Second state is appreciate, right? So what appreciation does is it focuses on what you have from a positive lens, but it also increases. The word appreciate means to increase, right? Appreciation is activating the law. There's a universal law of increase, and that happens through the state of appreciation. Now, when you appreciate yourself, you become more. When you appreciate what you have, it becomes more. When you appreciate what you've done, you'll be able to do more, right? That's the power of appreciation. And appreciation is not the same as gratitude. Gratitude is reactive, right? I get something, then I'm grateful for it. But that only lasts for short little moments, right? I achieve something and I'm grateful for it, and then it's gone, right? Appreciation is an active state of choosing to be in a positive state. So it's becoming a proactive, deliberate creator, right? And you can simply appreciate your free will to focus your attention. That is another way to place yourself in a state of appreciation. It's very easy. It just takes a little bit of practice. Acknowledge what you have, acknowledge who you are, acknowledge what you've done and overcome, and then appreciate all these things so that it becomes more. And the third step is simply allow whatever comes next to be experienced from that positive state. Okay, so that's the first AAA formula. Very positive, very powerful, easy to shift yourself from a negative to a positive state, from a reactive state to a proactive creator state, to create more positive outcomes and experiences in your life. AAA formula. I hope you're writing it down. Otherwise, you can just pause it. Acknowledge what you have, who you are, what you've done, not what you don't have, not what you haven't done. Okay. Acknowledge, appreciate, and then allow whatever comes next to come next from that positive state, right? And whenever you experience anything from the positive state, you turn darkness into the light. You upregulate low-level negative energy into high-level positive energy. It's really that simple. Now, the second AAA formula, I believe, in my experience, in the experience of my clients, is even more powerful. And this is like the cherry on the cake. And when you start to really use this formula, it lightens your load, right? The first step of enlightenment is to lighten up on yourself, to lighten your load. That is what enlightenment means, is to not be burdened by life, right? Now, the second formula, it's also a AAA formula, right? It's an acronym, clever little acronyms to simplify these complex universal laws and principles in an easy to use, practical way that really benefits your life the moment you start to practice it. Okay, so the second formula is where things become supernatural. It becomes powerful because you're actually going to connect with this supernatural intelligence, the energy of creation. Call it the universe, call it God, call it whatever you want, right? First step is to acknowledge that you are part of creation, acknowledging creation, acknowledging this universal intelligence, this life force that you're a part of, right? So the moment you acknowledge it, you enter the relationship with it consciously, because we are all in a relationship with creation, right? A lot of us just have an unconscious relationship. So we carry all the load. So the moment you acknowledge it, you are consciously relating with it. Second step, once again, appreciating creation, appreciating this intelligence, this life force that you're a part of. Call it what you want, acknowledge it, appreciate it, and then the third step is allow it to work for you. You don't have to do it all. You don't have to figure it all out. That is burdensome. We are not here to be sole creators. We are co-creators with this power, with this intelligence. And it wants to support you. It wants to help you. You have to acknowledge it, appreciate it, and then allow it to show up in your life. And you can do this the moment you've acknowledged it, appreciated it, then you're in a state where you can invite it in and allow it to work through you simply by intending, by inviting it in, right? Setting intentions throughout different segments of your life, different segments of your day. When you wake up in the morning, right? And you go through your day, right? Oh, I have to do this. I have to do this. I've got so much to do. You're putting yourself in a state of you carrying it all. But when you wake up in the morning and you acknowledge creation, when you appreciate creation and you allow it by intending it, by inviting it to move with you through the day, that's when you start to experience synchronicities, opportunities, support, surprises, abundance, adventures, right? And it's there. It wants to serve you, but you have to be in a conscious relationship with it. And this, like I said, it's the cherry on the cake, because when you start to practice it and see the results, you deepen that relationship. And a lot of people, they enter this relationship once a week, or maybe at dinner where they say a prayer or whatever their way is of interacting with it. But this energy, this intelligence, this power of creation is always available to you in every second of the day. So the more you acknowledge, appreciate, and allow it to live with you, through you, all around you, the better it gets. So if you wake up in the morning, you acknowledge, appreciate, and allow this universal life force to work with you simply by intending it, seeing your morning just going really well. Before you get in the car, acknowledge, appreciate, and allow this energy to move with you on the road. Before you go into a meeting, before you go to gym, before you train, before you meditate, before you write an email. It's limitless. The application of this is limitless. It only depends how willing you are and how good you want your life to be. A.A.A formula. Acknowledge, appreciate, and allow, and watch your life transform. And this session in itself is probably worth more any personal development program you'll ever come across. And I've probably done them all. I've taught them all. I've done this for decades. And this formula is encompassing so many universal laws and principles distilled in a very simple and easy to use way that'll bring you the most incredible results in your life. But it's all up to you. And the beauty is you're not alone. You have access to the greatest power known to man. Just use it, acknowledge it, appreciate it, and allow it. Guys, this is the end of your Neurogenesis program. But remember, you've got these tools. You can come back to them at any time. And I trust that if you use it, it'll transform your life forever. And right now, whatever you've been through, whatever your past looks like, I want to tell you that your best is yet to come. Hope you really enjoyed it. Hope you had fun. I trust that you've experienced positive transformation. And going through this program has qualified you to work with me personally. I don't take on a lot of clients these days, but if you feel you really want to take it to the next level, and if what you've learned throughout this program resonated with you, but you feel you want to take it to the next level, or you want me to work with your team, if you have your own business, please reach out, send me an email, pop me a WhatsApp, and if I have capacity, we can have a conversation about how that might work. The best is yet to come. Peace.